guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share my perspective on Shekhar Kamala sir's Love Story movie. If you did not watch this movie and you don't want to know about any spoilers, skip this video, come back to my video after you watch the movie. I will not reveal any plots in the movie, but there are certain things which are too good for me to not to talk about. First of all, this is definitely a different genre than we are used to from Shekhar Kamala sir's movie. It's no longer a easygoing, manchi coffee lanti cinema matram asal kadu. He touches on some very sensitive subjects, and if you look at Shekhar Kamala sir's evolution of movies, it's spectacular. Everybody knows that this movie has caste as one important aspect, and he did touch about this topic in the Leader movie, but in Leader it was more about corruption and caste was secondary, and it did not really influence any personal lives. It was more of a societal problem. But in this movie, caste takes the centerpiece. So the two characters, Revant and Monica, were portrayed in such an excellence and so natural that one of the characters faced a lot of discrimination from the place they come due to caste and also financial hardships. And the other character, Mauni, comes from a very rich background but still has her own set of problems, which I will talk about in a minute. The beauty of Shekhar Kamala's movie is you no longer feel that it's a story that is revolving around an actor and actress, but every character and every issue that he talks about has their own story, and the overall story is nothing but an interaction of these different stories trying to establish themselves. For example, in this movie there is a lady who comes to Revant and says that hey, her husband doesn't want to pay for the money for Zumba classes because she's not reducing weight. Though it sounds very comical on the outset, intrinsically it also portrays her own story of how she wants to attend these Zumba classes, but there's also a financial aspect attached to it where she probably cannot afford, and she probably has a husband who supports or who does not support in this venture. So in this, I can talk about so many examples, but it's a beautiful portrayal of each individual story and everything seems so relevant. And then there are these two individuals trying to establish themselves, Revant and Mauni, in their own perspectives, one looking for a job, one trying to make his own Zumba class more famous in the society. And as we watch the movie, the way Shekhar Kamala sir gives us a precursor to the plot about casteism and also child abuse is very subtle, and he reveals it appropriately in the behavior of Mauni at different stages. And these two characters, as they bond together and they're trying to establish themselves through the Zumba classes, it's so beautifully portrayed, and we could see Shekhar Kamala's mark very clearly in that. I think one of the biggest highlight of the movie and a scene that I love most is when these two characters who have a very strong bond have a misunderstanding, and even that misunderstanding is also not on a simple thing but based on a caste. So how do we reconcile these two characters? Because none of them can take it easily. It is a very important thing to them and also to the movie, and there's no language that can actually do the job, and the only language is the language of love. And Shekhar Kamala sir is most brilliant in using this subtle romance between Mauni and Revant to put a full stop to this problem. He has every freedom to make that scene more romantic or more grand with all the fancy things, but the beauty of romance in that scene is in the subtlety. We should always keep in mind the context in which Mauni is coming from, the child abuse she went through, the hesitation she has in having a physical relationship, the hesitation she has in moving with someone that she's not known. So I think that is most aptly done. As we move along, There's also another scene where both of these characters go to the village and they're coming back to Hyderabad, and Shekhar Kamala has every freedom where they could just come on a bike and just have a beautiful song over there. But Shekhar Kamala sir did not do that. Instead, he chose to again portray the subtlety of the relationship. Like, hey, there's this girl coming in the night, and what is that she goes through, and what problems she has, and as a society, how do we need to treat women? Shekhar Kamala is brilliant in portraying this. Hats off to this. He never compromised the values in his movie for making it more commercially appealing. So that's a great thing that happened. As we move along the movie, there's also this concept of, hey, this couple trying to move to a different country to establish themselves. When we see at the outset, it does seem like, hey, what did this really contribute to the movie? Like, even if this particular part of the movie did not exist, probably you will not lose anything in the movie. But if you look at it closely, what you also find is that especially Raven's character struggled a lot in life. What he wants is to be very stable financially and also move away from all these people who are creating a lot of trouble in the name of caste. Worst thing is he could not even sell his own land. So we need to take from that context as well. And even Sai Pallavi's character, if you look at one of the main reasons why she wanted to go away from the home was everything that she's going through there. She wanted to get to a new atmosphere, a new environment where she can escape this harsh reality. So when you look at from that perspective, this is absolutely correct. So that is a great thing for the movie as well, I believe. Sai Pallavi's dance is absolute feast to the eyes, especially the one in the rain. She did brilliant, and I think even Naga Chaitanya performed almost to that level. And the Saranga Darya song is absolutely beautiful, especially with the village backdrop and all the culture assembling. It's absolutely perfect. And now if we go to the other characters, especially the mom character of Naga Chaitanya was also portrayed so elegantly, especially the way she emphasizes that we should never sell a land resonates so much. I even personally remember my grandmother saying to my uncle that he should never sell his land. So that was so natural and so beautifully portrayed. And even as a culture and as a society, especially from India, how much emphasis we put on the bread and butter for most of our people, I think that was so eloquently put. Coming back to the main issues in this movie, that is casteism and child abuse. See, we are at that stage where we go to the space, we go to the moon, we have all these things where we are looking at far away in the space, looking at Earth and realizing how fragile the life on Earth is. We are talking about climate change and how things can go extinct. In the backdrop of all this, it is really shameful as a society and as an individual for us to be still lingering around this caste. And to solve this problem, we don't have to do rallies, we don't have to speak in public, we don't have to make YouTube videos like this. But what we need is, as an individual, how sensitive are we? When we face such discrimination in our own lives, how are we dealing with it? How are we convincing our parents to do the right thing? How are we teaching our children the right attitude and the right culture is important? This is not a problem that will get solved by some revolution or something, but this is a problem that will be solved by a revolution of our own ideas and our own behavior. So do the right thing, teach the right thing for your child. And another important aspect of child abuse, which probably many directors won't even dare to touch, I think we should really give a big applause to Shekhar Kamala sir for taking that sensitive subject to the audience, because he could have done his own genre of like nice coffee, nice Godavari type of movies, which will be a brilliant hit. Audience will definitely watch it. But he chose to take this sensitive subject, so hats off to him. And as individuals, we should be open to talk about these subjects, even with our kids or with everybody who is facing this problem. We should first create that environment where our children are open to talk to us about these things. So hats off to Shekhar Kamala sir once again for bringing up this topic, and we hope there are so many bold writers who will come up with these subjects, and as audience and viewers it is our responsibility to encourage them. Yeah, I feel we should not categorize each director in his own genre, but welcome them to explore new avenues. I think that is what will bring new stories into life. So to me personally, this is a great movie. I really enjoyed watching it. It also inspired many thoughts in me. So thank you Shekhar Kamala sir and the team for this splendid movie, and I wish you all the best for all future projects. Thank you guys for watching this video. Do let me know in comments what you think about this issue and this movie, and see you in the next video.